Jose Rizal finished his medical course in the University of Santo Tomas. Then he decided to complete his studies in Spain due to the radical prejudice of Dominican professors against Filipino students. Aside from this ostensible reason, he had a secret mission which was more important than finishing his studies. The secret mission of Rizal is to observe keenly the life and culture, languages and customs, industries and commerce, and government laws of European nations in order to prepare himself in the mighty task of liberating his fellow men. His mission was approved by his older brother Pasiano. Rizal lived without permission and blessing from his parents. The departure of Rizal was kept secret to avoid the detection by the Spanish authorities and the friars, even his own parents. Only selected person knows the secret departure of Rizal, including his brother Pasiano and the Ateneo Jesuit fathers. The Jesuit priests gave him letters of recommendation to the members of their society in Barcelona. On May 3, 1882, Rizal departed on board the Spanish steamer Salvadora bound for Singapore. During the voyage, Rizal observed he is the only Filipino on the ship. The ship captain Donato Lesha from Austero, Spain, befriended him. On May 9, 1882, the ship docked at Singapore. Rizal landed, registered at the Hotel de la Paz, and spent 2 days for sightseeing. There he was the statue of Sir Thomas Stamford Raffles, founder of Singapore. Rizal transferred to ship the Gemna, and he left to Europe on May 11. It was a French vessel, therefore French mostly spoken on board. On May 17, the Gemna reached Point Galle, a seacoast town in southern Ceylon, now Sri Lanka. The following day 1, the Gemna resumed the voyage. After a few hours of sailing, they reached Colombo, the capital of Ceylon, on the same day. From Colombo, the Gemna continued the voyage crossing the Indian Ocean to the Cape of Guardafui, Africa, and then a stopover on Aden. At Post Said, the Mediterranean terminal of the Suez Canal, Rizal landed and he was fascinated to hear the multiracial inhabitants speaking a babel of tongues. From Port Said, the Gemna proceeded on its way to Europe. On June 11, Rizal reached Naples. On the night of June 12, the steamer docked at the French harbor of Marseilles. He stayed 2.5 days in Marseilles. He visited the famous Chateau d'If, where Dantes, hero of the Count on Monte Cristo. On the afternoon of May 15, Rizal left Marseilles by train. He crossed the Pyrenees and stopped for a day at Port Beau. After the passport inspection at Port Beau, he continued his journey and he reached Barcelona in June 16, 1882. Rizal wrote a nationalistic essay entitled Amor Patria, or Love of Country, his first article written on Spanish soil. He sent the article to Basilio Teodoro Moran, publisher of Diaryong Tagalog, under his pen name Laong Laan. Amor Patria appeared on the newspaper on August 20, 1882, with Tagalog version translated by M. H. Del Pilar. Sad news: on September 15, 1882, Rizal received a letter from Pasiano. According to the letter, Philippines was ravaging by epidemic. Another sad news from Tiangoy, Jose M. Cecilio, intimate friend, Leonora Rivera was begun to be unhappy because of the absence of Rizal. On November 3, 1882, Rizal enrolled in Universidad Central de Madrid, or Central University of Madrid, in 2 courses, medical and philosophy and letters. Rizal is thirst for knowledge. He studied a lot in Madrid and on his leisure times are reading and writing. Sometimes he attending the reunions of Filipino students.
Romance with Consuela Ortega Perez. Rizal, being a lonely young man in a foreign country, he was attracted by Consuelo's beauty. On August 22, 1883, he expresses his admiration. He made a poem entitled A la Señorita. The romance didn't blossom because of two reasons. Engaged to Leonora Rivera, Eduardo de Lete, his friend, is madly in love with Consuelo. Rizal joined the Círculo Hispano-Filipino or Hispano-Philippine Circle. Upon the request of the members, Rizal wrote a poem entitled Mi Piden Versos. He declaimed it during New Year's Eve, December 31, 1882. Rizal as lover of books. A favorite pastime of Rizal in Madrid was reading. Rizal economized on his living expenses. He purchased books from a second-hand bookstore. Rizal was deeply affected by Uncle Tom's Cabin and The Wandering Jew. Rizal's first visit to Paris during 1883. His first summer vacation to Paris, France, June 17 to August 20, 1883, and he lived at cheap hotel on 124 Rue de Rennes in Latin Quarter. Like all tourists, Rizal was amazed on the beautiful sceneries of Paris. Rizal is an unordinary tourist because he was observing the life and culture of French. He was spending time on museums. Rizal as a Mason. In Spain, Rizal came close to with Masons including Miguel Moraita, Francisco P. Margal, Manuel Baquera, Emilio Hunoy, and Juan Ruiz Zorrilla. Rizal was impressed by the Spanish Masons and he joined Masonic lodge called Acacia in Madrid. Later, he transformed to Lodge Solidaridad or Madrid, where he became a Master Mason on November 15, 1890. He was awarded the diploma of Master Mason on February 15, 1892. Financial worries. After Rizal's departure to Spain, the things turned worse in Calamba. Due to hard time in Calamba, the monthly allowances of Rizal in Madrid were late in arrival, and there were times they were never arrived. On June 24, 1884, a touching incident to Rizal's life. He was empty stomach that day, but he still attended to his classes and events. Rizal's salute to Luna and Hidalgo. Bakit in June 25, 1884, Rizal's salute to Luna and Hidalgo's victory on the National Exposition of Fine Arts in Madrid, Luna's Polarium winning first prize, and Hidalgo's Christian Virgins exposed to the populace second prize. Rizal involved in student demonstration. On November 20, 21, and 22, 1884, a riot was exploded on the Central University due to excommunicated of Dr. Moraita. The riot was participated by lots of students including Filipino students. The appointment of the new rector intensified the fury of the student demonstrators. More student demonstrations convulsed the city. Studies completed in Spain. Rizal completed his medical course in Spain in June 21, 1884. Due to not presenting the thesis required and corresponding fees, he was not awarded his doctor's diploma. Rizal also finished his studies in philosophy and letter. He was awarded the degree of licentiate in philosophy and letters on June 19, 1885 with a rating of excellent.